Hello everyone, and welcome back to another edition of Cooking with Varun. Today I'm going to be making a dish called Shakshouka. It has its origins in North Africa, but it's a very popular dish all over the Middle East. Eaten for breakfast, lunch or dinner, doesn't matter. Typically a breakfast dish, but very versatile in terms of when you want to eat it. So here are the key ingredients for Shakshuka. Obviously we have eggs, which is the central component of the dish. I'm using 6 eggs today. And I have some tomato puree. You can buy this store-bought or make it at home. I have some garlic here. That's about 2 tablespoons of finely chopped garlic. 1 large onion that's been diced. Some bell pepper mixed colors, and that's about a cup of bell pepper. Fresh parsley, which we'll use to season on top and dress. And then I also have some feta cheese over here. In terms of spices, I'm going to be using some paprika, some cumin, and of course salt and pepper to taste. Alright, so let's get started. So the first step is we have about 2 tablespoons of olive oil. Since this is a Middle Eastern dish, olive oil is a very good oil to use for this purpose. So let's toss that in there. Today also happens to be Mother's Day. By the time you view this video, it'll probably be after Mother's Day, but I'm making this for my wife as a thank you for everything she does for this family. So here we are, toss the garlic in and the onions. Now most of you know in Indian cooking, you would probably put cumin in first, but since this is a Middle Eastern dish, we're doing things a bit differently. We're going to stir this together, and once the onions start to sweat a little bit, we will add our cumin seeds. This cumin that I'm adding today is black cumin. It has a very rich flavor, and I personally like it, but you can just use regular cumin as well. It's about a teaspoon of cumin. Toss it in there. At this point, you can throw in our peppers. None of this really needs to cook for very long. We're not looking for browned onions over here, and I personally like crunch because everything else in terms of textures is soft. So I'm going to start cooking. This has only been cooking for 30-45 seconds. So at this point, I will just add my puree. With a bit of a stir, and we can add our salt and pepper and paprika. Now keep in mind, you can make this dish spicier by adding green chilies or red chili powder. I'm making it rather mild for today. So all I'm using for the spice is paprika, no red chilies. And that's it, that's the base for this. We're going to let this cook off for about 2 minutes, and when we come back, we're ready to throw in our eggs. You know what? I don't like too much spice, so I decided not to put any chili in there, but I know my wife likes it spicy, and it is Mother's Day. So this one's for her, just adding some red chili flakes in there. So this is good to go. Let's give that a bit of a stir to incorporate that chili. And at this point, we just put our eggs into the sauce. So I'm going to crack an egg and gently pop it up in there. Perfect. Okay, so we have our 6 eggs in there, and as you see, one of them is fallen apart, but that's okay. That's the beauty of home cooking. It should never be perfect. The other thing I want to do is, I'm going to cook this off and I'm going to finish it off in the oven. You can do this on a stove top, just cover it and the eggs will cook through, but I prefer to put in the oven. So what I will do is, I will top it off with a little bit of feta cheese at this point. It adds a beautiful flavor to any dish really, and it's also healthy. Okay, here we go. And we'll just put that in the oven. And the oven has been preheated to about 200 degrees centigrade. That's really not that important. Anywhere between 180 to 220 is fine, but just keep watching it. All we want to do is make sure that the eggs get cooked and nothing else, and the cheese melts, alright? So let's toss it in there, and when we come back, that should be done. Okay, this has been here for about 5 minutes, and that looks perfect. So I know my wife likes the yolk a little runny, so I've removed it at this point. However, you can cook it longer if you like a fully cooked egg. Also wanted to mention to you, you would have seen the beginning of the video, I had a big old jar of sugar. I didn't add it just to keep the dish healthy. Plus, I used homegrown tomatoes, which have a real nice natural sweetness to them. But in case you want it, add about a teaspoon at the beginning when you make the sauce. So this is good to go. All we need to do is dress it with some fresh parsley. And I'm also going to add a touch of paprika to give the presentation some color. And that's it, everyone. We have a beautiful shakshuka here. Enjoy. Thank you for watching and see you next time.